Hello, good morning. This is Fuzzy Forest Farm again. Sunrise 20 November 2022. Today I'm going to show you some of the trees and what's happening with them and certain more things. So we are inside now and right at the entry, so that's the house, and right at the entry what we have is pomegranate, anar, okay, about 200 trees. There are flowers on it. They have been 3.5 years old. We have not taken any production out of it yet. They have been growing very slow. Every winter, the chill really, halts the growth. But okay, so we have the flowers now, but the winter is coming. Yesterday's temperature was 6 degrees at farm. I measured with a thermometer. So they are not going to give any fruit this year also. Let's see. Now the structure that you see here is for winter protection of some of the trees. So right now we have put it on only for some of the fruit trees, but this will be done for all the trees in next 2 or 3 days. That's one of the big tasks that we have now. This is mulberry, shatut. We have both green and the red, the dark purple mulberry. Now let me take you to the Melia dubia section, the biggest plantation here. If you take a look, we have let things grow a little wild, as in whatever nature is throwing up, whatever new plants are coming up, if they're trees, we are not removing them. We're just letting them grow, probably help them, and we'll see later how it goes. But right now we are just trying to believe that whatever happens will be in sync eventually. So you see, and a lot of trees are close by also. This is neem, this is subabul, castor beans. Castor beans we have put everywhere, so because they grow well in dry area with limited rain and have huge leaves, so that also protects the underneath tree or the plant from winter and the heat as well. Okay, so now we are in the Melia dubia section, and let us see what is it. So right now the girth at this height, about 5 feet height, is this much. At bottom it is slightly more. Okay, my hands are pretty big. Okay, so what has been happening is, when the winter comes, let me show you that example. Yeah, now you see two stems over here, right? So one is dead and one is okay. So this is last year's growth. So last year this was the tree. Winter came, it killed, and then from the bottom again a new growth sprouted, and during the year it has come up to about 13-14 feet high, and it's much thicker than the last year. So what we are also observing, that every year as the roots go bigger, the new growth that the plant puts up is stronger and bigger. Some of the trees last time did not die completely. For example, if you look at this one, you see that joint over there. So the plant was tall, but about 2 or 3 feet growth died, and it resprouted from this particular point, and this year it has started from there instead of the bottom. So some have started from the bottom, and some have started, very few have started from near the top. This again bottom, you see most of them started from bottom. Winter, the mortal enemy. Today's AccuWeather temperature in our area is right now when I checked it was 12 degrees centigrade, but the same temperature with my thermometer was 6 degrees centigrade, and that's because we are in a depression. All the cold air flows like water in the night and it accumulates at the low-lying areas, and that's how our farm gets colder than the nearby areas. And so far it looks like that if the app is showing 12 degrees, we have to just reduce 6 degrees from it, and that will be our temperature. So when the app shows 6 degrees, that day we should have ice formation at our farm, and that's coming in December 1st or 2nd week. We'll keep tracking that. So this is about millions. What I wanted to show, one more thing, is some of the trees have grown really well, whereas some of them are showing poor growth. So if you see, it probably is due to the land, the soil characteristics in this particular area. You see this one, and that one, these three, and even one more. These four in this particular area, they have not grown well. Probably the soil is hard or something with it. We'll check it out later, but rest of them have grown pretty well. Okay, so I think that's about Melia dubia. And yeah, let me show you a sample piece which never died. None of the winters could kill it. And the reason? Like, people say that don't plant trees near the other trees, right? But this is khari, Prosopis cineraria. This Melia dubia was planted 6 feet away from it. It never died, and today it is actually going above this khari tree. That khari has supported this tree. One is giving nutrients, probably due to the richer soil underneath it, and also during the winter it traps the radiation from earth and it does not let it die. So this is one single tree which has never died, has been alive from day one. No impact. Oh, so you see the girth here. It's pretty good. Yeah, a neem right next to it. We are just letting it grow. Let it grow. I have stopped believing in the theory that too many trees close to each other will not grow. I think in desert type of area, more trees are required to create the microclimate and support each other in the growth. So I'm just letting them grow as wild, as close as they want to, not interfering much. So this neem came up on its own. We didn't disturb it. Okay, let me now show you a few samples of Thar Shobha khari. You see this khari? This has lot of thorns. This is a proper desert tree, okay? And this is one of the most profitable trees for the poor farmers over here. Its wood is used as firewood. Its pods are called sangri, and this is one of the major delicacies of Rajasthan. The fodder is excellent fodder for all the livestock. They particularly love the leaves of this particular plant, and when the leaves fall down, they actually enrich the soil. Also, if you come over here in monsoon season, what you'll see that the crop that has been sown under the tree grows better and faster than what has been outside. But the problem with this tree is, there are a few problems. It grows very slow because of desert. It has adapted to grow really slow, putting much of the focus on the roots. But that's fun. And second is the thorns. And then, when it really grows tall, it's difficult to get up and get the fodder or get the pods, etc. So one of the research institute in Rajasthan, Kajri Central Arid Research Institute, what they've done is they kept on trying to find good genotypes of this particular tree. So there are always variation even within the same species. They will show different characteristics. So Kajri was able to find a particular tree of Kajri which was thornless. Okay, I'll show you that. This is that particular genotype of Kajri, the Prosopis cineraria. It is called Thar Kajri. It has no thorns. You can see the leaves are much denser than what we saw earlier. So per area you see more leaves. Because of that, more photosynthesis happens, and this grows really, really fast as compared to the Kajri tree. And it doesn't grow too tall, maybe 8 to 12 feet. So the fodder, the pods, everything is within your range. You don't have to really put a lot of labor effort to get it done. This is really cool. So what we did is, let me show you one more example before that. This one, okay. This was grafted last year by a Kajri grafting expert, Rameshwar Lal Jat. He came to our farm and he grafted it somewhere here. The thickness was much less. It was about this much, okay. In 1 year, Kajri doesn't grow so fast and so thick. But after putting the grafting, it's simple bud grafting. If you just Google it, bud grafting, you just remove a piece of the skin and put the grafted material skin over there, and then the material comes up. We did it last year, and the original tree was naturally grown. I mean, it came up on its own from some seed, and we didn't cut it. We let it grow, and then we grafted it. And now this is a beautiful Thar Kajri. We implemented the same thing all over the farm. Whatever grows naturally, any Kajri, we are not cutting it. We are just letting it grow. This is again another one. So we just let it grow and we graft it when it is like 2 years old. After that, it's grafted. The tree is very profitable. The sangri output from this is huge, and the sangris are very uniform in shape and size, which has a greater market value. This is one tree which can be really low effort, low investment, but good returns for farmers in desert area, especially in Rajasthan. So that's one native species we are focusing on. We are just letting it grow and we'll graft whatever comes up. I'm pretty sure slowly this will become the most dominant species of our farm. All these tents that you see, the jhompdis, we have made it with the pearl millet residue, the stalks of it, again to trap the radiation coming out from earth and to stop the cold air flowing from outside towards the tree. This should protect it. Last year it did work. We did it for some of the trees. Now we have done it for all of them. For Melia dubia, we are going to do only at the bottom 6 feet. We believe that the dense cold air will be the lowest temperature will be closest to the earth, near just before the sunrise, and we believe 6 feet is the height where the temperatures are going to be really bad. And practically possible is that only, that we can protect only 6 feet. And that's what we are doing. We may succeed, we may fail. Every year we try different things and we fail every year. We succeed partially. We learn from every year's mistakes. Someday I'll actually try to cover what we did each of the years in last 3 years and what we learned from it. But today, this year is the culmination. I mean, we have had 3 years of learning, and see, there are certain things that you learn, but there are certain things you really can't do. I mean, these are 30 feet Milya dubias over there. I can't protect 30 feet. All I can do is 6. I hope my theory is right, that if I protect 6 feet, the plant is gonna be okay. Let's see. We'll find out in February whether it works or not. So today we're buying a lot of material to protect those trees and set them up. So in next 2-3 days we are gonna do that work. Now this area is right behind the house. Again, you see we have let it grow wild. Bamboos, pretty tall, they've gone this year. Again, castor beans, and this interesting, I just don't remember the scientific name, but it is called sarkanda. It has grown really well. Oh, we see that little bird. So this is sarkanda, and it has grown taller than the building. So it's almost 30 feet, I believe. Our grey water, the water from the kitchen and the washing machine, it comes right from that pipe and it comes over here. Right now we are feeding it to banana, and it comes over here. It's unmanaged right now, but we are going to do some underground deep watering mechanism to utilize this grey water from this year onwards. So after giving the winter protection, that's the plan. This is a moringa. Okay. Many moringas around the house. This is the soil type over here. Okay, let me show you. This is the soil. This is predominantly the soil that you're gonna get in Thar desert. This is a new feature of the house that we are building, a traditional cow dung. So this layer is wet cow dung mixed with a type of soil, and it will become hardened and soft. It will become hardened and dry. Here we have put traditional cooking mechanism for outdoor cooking when people gather and all that. So this is a new feature that we have added in the house. Let me see what else is there to show. These are our chicken. We artificially incubated them. This is the chicken house, which we are going to extend this time, and some of them are still inside. Let me. All right. Okay. You see that brown one? That's a peacock chick. The mother was killed by a cat. We got the eggs and put it in an incubator, and it hatched, and it lives and roams with the rest of the chicks. It really flies when compared to chicken. Alright, now we are in north of the house, and this is the area for the date palms. These are the date palms that we bought under a government subsidy program, around 75 date palms. Ideally they should start giving production in 5 years or so. We got it from Jaisalmer, Bhojka. There is a government nursery over there. Then these are all apple bear that we see. This is again a bud grafted tree. So we let the tree grow from the seed, which is of local variety, and we bring the specimen of Thai apple bear to graft on the top of it. And now it is the hybrid species, you can say. I mean, not the hybrid, I should say. It's Thai apple bear after the grafting. The house is over there, and we are in the west side. We grafted this khejri this year. So this is basically an old khejri of this height, and we try to graft it. So new growth has come. Next year it's gonna get converted into proper Thar Shobha khejri. On the boundary, so it's very important for us to protect the boundary because we want to stop the cold air coming from outside. So at the bottom we are trying to plant, at the boundary we are trying to plant all the grasses which are perennial, live for 20 years or so. They are daman and savan grasses to stop the cold air flow at the bottom. And for overall wind protection in the long term, we have planted shisham, which is Dalberia sisu, and the neems all over the place. And Acacia Senegal, the kumat, that is also we are putting everywhere near the boundary. And all these are hosts of, they are hosts of white sandalwood. So once they get established, we can expand our sandalwood cultivation as well. All these near the boundary, these protections that you see, they are for protecting the sandalwood. So we have sandalwood trees inside them, around 30-40 right now. This year we are going to expand more. One interesting feature here, look at these holes. They are all over the farm. Desert gerbils, they live in colonies, and they have made holes all over the farm. Normally you would think it's bad, right? People say, oh, there are too many rats. Rats are different from desert gerbils, but yeah, these are, I like them. We let them live. Sometimes my dogs hunt them and eat it, so natural source of food for them. And then look at the aeration that they've created. I mean, they will take their share of food, so there is a lot of vegetation, a lot of natural growth that we don't remove it. We just let it be there. They will eat this and probably do a little bit of damage. They'll take their share. But the service that they are giving us, if it rains today, I don't have to worry about flooding or the water accumulating at some place. It will go inside it. And wherever they live, they are fertilizing the soil. They are aerating the soil. When they die, their body decomposes and they themselves become the fertilizers. This is another example where we are letting the wildlife or the nature do its job. We're just believing it. Whatever it is, it must be for good, as long as it doesn't do much damage. This is Acacia Senegal, one sample of it. We put the seeds all across the boundary and this has germinated from those seeds. We put the seeds during monsoon season and they've come up. Acacia Senegal is a nitrogen fixer. It's host for sandalwood and gives out the edible gum, which has a great market value. I mean, there are more trees, roira, sagwan, a lot of trees that I've not covered. But some of the main features, and think the video is really getting long now. It's almost 24 minutes now. So I better wrap it up. Just with one last thing about the termites. In desert area, in our soil, we are infested with termites. And my dad used to put one of the termite medicines in one of the in some of the trees early on, which we planted early on, the pomegranate one. I really was not comfortable with using the chemicals and all these things and killing all this and all. So I started researching on termites, and as I read about them, I found them they are actually the friends of farmers. They are the earthworms of deserts. Whatever earthworm does in moist places, termites do in the dry areas. Why farmers are afraid of them? Termites like rotten dead wood. If it is available, they will eat it. So, and if it is not available, then it will go for the live plant. So what we have started doing is we have not removed any the organic matter that has been produced in the farm for last 3 years. We have not sold it. We have not done anything. No fodder we have sold. We have just put it as mulch, and whatever excess is, all these weeds and all which have grown after the monsoon, we are letting it go. We are letting it grow. It will stay here, give food to termite, will fertilize us. So we have to just provide some food to termites. They are very good, right? They aerate the soil, they fertilize the soil, they have all the good attributes. The problem happens when you don't let any organic matter remain on your soil. Then they have nothing to eat. They'll go for your plants. So for termites, the best solution is give them food, give them dead wood. Mulch has many other problems. There are a lot of videos and everything what mulch can do for you. Giving food to termites is one additional benefit of mulch. Alright, I'll just stop it right before it goes to 30 minutes, 26 minutes it is. Okay, I'll see you more later on. Let me know in your comments. I just try to cover the things briefly, but if there are specific things that I touched upon and you want to get more details and more awareness about them, do let me know. I will try to give you a little more information around them. Thank you.